we are going to have in the near future new mechanism, the European Service of European, how you say, European Action, European External Action Service, well, EAS, well, Servicio Exterior de Acción. It's complicated, all the acronyms in European Union, in English and French and Spanish, well, anyhow. We have 22 languages, but anyhow. We survive thanks to the English, no? Yes, yes, yes. Even being in Brussels, but... So we have a new institution, new personality, and we'll have a new mechanism. Well, we'll have more than 5,000 European diplomats defending the so-called new foreign European policy. But let's ask us ourselves, did we already have a EU foreign policy? Because you have heard many times, even today in the European Parliament, this traditional repetition of Secretary of State Kissinger say, I don't have a phone number of the European Union to whom I should call. I say several times, the Americans, with Kissinger, with all of State Department people, when they want to get, financial support for the Europeans or soldiers to be sent, they phone all phone of the European Union. So they don't have difficulty to find the people, to call them and to call us to finance a lot of operations. So the question is not to have a unique number or unique phone to answer, because now we have the permanent president, Mr. Van Rompuy, a high representative, Mrs. Lady Ashton. The problem, the people, Europeans will answer, and the diplomats that will be dispatched in the whole world, is what is going to be the answer of Lady Ashton when he will receive a phone call. She will be able to answer with a common voice, a common policy. We will have one policy or 27 policy. We will vote in UN in 3 or 4, well, only 3, abstention, yes or no. Well, only 3 possibilities, that's not so bad. But, no, 4, because some of them walk out, so 4. So the question is how my dear friend Kathy is going to answer on the phone, and how we Europeans will be able to construct and to build up this common foreign policy. And that, I think, is the main challenge we all have now, since we have the new Lisbon Treaty. Of course, I will receive from you many questions about how we work, how you coordinate, who have to be represented. Is Lady Ashton, is rotating presidency, is a bit confusion. It's not confusion, we know what we have to do, each of us. But the question is within the member state. What the member state wants, we have to fulfill. How we coordinate and we make a common and foreign policy of European Union. And I think we've been quite much better in security and defense policy. It's a paradox. The defense issues that normally it's an instrument of a foreign policy has worked and has, I will say, developed in much better communality in the last years. There has been 20 missions working splendidly, but if we go one by one of these 20 missions, I will challenge you to tell me which of these missions has been at the initiative of the EU foreign policy. Has been mission decided in UN? Okay, that is the main umbrella. Or mission decided in Brussels, but no in Lotus issues. No, in the quarter of NATO. Commission decided for a disaster, but no as a result of a clear strategy of European Union to defend a preventive diplomacy or to send military or civil capabilities to have a EU action in certain areas of the world where our interests, European interests, are at stake. So it's the paradox that we are moving quicker on the defense and security policy, and the Lisbon Treaty, for the first time, they don't talk about, well, as before the SPD. No, now it's a common defense and security policy. It's common. And every time in European Union you talk about common policies because you adhere in a much more ambitious way your manner to defend European interests. But the foreign policy maintains, you know, the limitation, and that's normal, of the treaty, and the limitation of national sovereignty about foreign affairs. We can't continue like that forever. How we are going to respond and to defend our economic, social interests that are needed for fighting climate change? Can we continue after having a tremendous, solid content of European position about climate change, but we didn't have the foreign policy mechanism to defend our policy? We didn't have our foreign common policy to defend how we will defend our security matters. So we have to start to change. There is a strategy, a common strategy of European Union towards Russia. There is documents, there are papers, and I'm sure here in the think tank there are much better papers than in the Council or in the Commission. Or there is papers about China. There is a strategy about China. What we are going to do with Africa? Are we ready to really engage seriously with Latin America and the Caribbeans? And an example that I have to start with is what is going on in Haiti. That for the first time, I think we are putting all the energy and resources, political resources, economic, financial, security, military, the police, to bring about a new concept of humanitarian mission in order that we can respond with more efficiency to this catastrophe of such a magnitude. So that is the real issue we have to discuss. Of course, the Spanish presidency, rotating presidency, is only 6 months, even less now. We have only just already practically 5 months and few days.